Do you ever ask why? Why something has happened in your life? Maybe more significantly, why God has allowed something to happen into your life? One of the great things that we should love about God is his willingness to invite the questions. So many of the Psalms are actually the psalmist saying, why, God? What is going on? But here's a warning I would have for you. While I would highly encourage you to ask the question why, you need to be warned. God rarely answers it. He rarely explains to us, okay, Kevin, here's exactly why I'm doing what I'm doing, even though you can't understand it. Here's what it is. And yet God does answer our question, but he doesn't answer it in the way we expect. While he doesn't answer the question why, he always answers the question who. He reminds us of who he is. He reminds us of what he has control over. The book of Job, Job suffers in so many ways solely because, right, Satan asked if he could test Job, and God allows that to take place. So it's not something that he has done wrong, not a mistake he has made. And then as we come to the end of the book in chapters 38, 39, 40, 41, that Job then comes before God and begins to ask this very legitimate question. Why, God? Why are you allowing all of this to happen when I have obeyed you? I've been noble before you. Why are you allowing it to happen? And an interesting thing happens in those chapters. God answers him. But he doesn't answer with why. He answers with who. He reminds Job who he is, the power of who God is, his creative order. He says, Job, do you even know how the earth was formed? Do you understand the ant? Do you understand the mighty sea creature? Do you have a clue what you're talking about in this moment? And God, in a very powerful way, puts Job in his place. And then at the end, Job says these words. Remember, he was asking the question why, but he answers in this way. Job 42, then Job replied to the Lord, I know that you can do all things. No purpose of yours can be thwarted. You ask, who is the one that obscures my plans without knowledge? Surely I spoke of things I did not understand. God invites us to come to him and ask any question a child would ask, and why is very clearly a question that a child would ask. But then he challenges us to stand for the answer, that his ways are not our ways, that he has a far bigger plan at play than we could ever even begin to comprehend. And even if he wanted to explain to us why, our brains probably are not as complex as necessary to figure out the answers, to understand the answers. So while we ask why, God reassures us with who. And he tells us in this moment, hey, son, there are some things where you're just going to have to stay in your lane and trust my sovereign control of this world, my love that is directed to you, the plan that I have set in format from the very beginning of time. You're going to have to let me control what I control and in trust, accept it, and it will be for your benefit. Never hesitate to ask God the question why, but always realize he's going to answer it not with why, but with who. And knowing who God is more important than ever understanding what he's doing in this exact moment.